Are we live? Yes, we're live. What up, everyone? Today is day 15 of the Master Cleanse. Yo, you thought I was sleeping on you, huh? I wasn't. I'm still doing the Master Cleanse. I just haven't been uploading live streams. Let's just jump right into the video. All right, so let's transition out of here. Boom. Nope, not that one. Let's do this one. Boom. All right, everyone. So today's day number 15 of the Master Cleanse. I just want to do a few updates before we get started about what this whole thing is all about, and then from there we can move on to the live stream. Okay. So bear with me for a second. I gotta move my Cintiq so I can actually draw on the screen. This is new. I'm trying it out. Hopefully it'll all kind of work out. Uh-oh. Sorry for the noise. All right, everyone. So we're back. So for the last 15 days, I've been on this thing called the Master Cleanse, and what it is you only drink lemonade, and you do this saltwater flush, and then you don't eat any kind of food. No foods, only this lemon drink and this saltwater cleanse thing. That's all you do. Now, how I came to this diet or this Master Cleanse was about 2 months ago. I made this video and I called it "How to Treat ADHD Without Taking Drugs," like the natural way. And what I found out was the whole way to kind of like the natural way to deal with ADHD is to deal with your diet. And the biggest part of this natural way to deal with ADHD was to get rid of certain things in your diet, and then after you got rid of it, add other things into your diet. So the first thing that I'll actually list the things that I told that was prescribed not good for people with ADHD. And the first thing was sugar. The second thing was gluten. The third thing was processed food, alcohol, and caffeine. Those were mainly the 5 things. There's a few other things, but these were the main 5 things that you were supposed to eliminate from your diet. And then later on, you were supposed to add in like fish oil and vitamin B complex and things like that. Now, about a month after I made this video, I tried really hard to get rid of sugar, to get rid of gluten, processed food, alcohol, and caffeine. But every time I try, so 1 week I tried to get rid of sugar, right? But when I try to get rid of sugar, all the other things that I was not supposed to be eating, I would subconsciously consume more of. And then next week I'll try to get rid of gluten, but then these things would come back with a vengeance, right? So for about, I would say a month and a half to 2 months, I tried to get rid of these systematically, and what I found was I just didn't have the willpower, and I didn't have the right strategy, because these were just too ingrained in how I was eating. These were basically habits. These were just habits I had developed over the last 3-4 years. I just couldn't kick it. So I kind of knew that I needed a different strategy, and that's when this Master Cleanse thing came into my life. And I did the Master Cleanse about 6 years ago when I was right after I graduated from college. And it really helped me to figure out how to reset my, actually it could have been 7 years now that I think about it. It really helped me to figure out my diet, because while I was in college I was eating a bunch of junk too. But then after I came back, this kind of helped me reset my with my diet, and so I had good habits for about 3-4 years after doing this Master Cleanse. But when I first did it, I was only able to last about 6 days. But what I decided to do this time around was actually go for 40 days. And the reason I did that was for 2 reasons. The first one was because that's what the inventor, Stanley Burroughs is his name. He said that 40 days is pretty safe, and anyone should be able to do it. Oh, by the way, these are just my advice. Don't take this. This is just my opinions. This is not advice. So don't take it and get sick or something and then come talk to me about it. Talk to your doctor if you want to do any kind of diet. All right. So anyways, this dude Stanley Burroughs recommended 40 days, and he's like, you know, anything more than that might not be good for beginners, but there's like low risk of, you know, getting hurt. But the second reason I wanted to do it was because of like some spiritual reasons. So like I know Jesus went on a fast for 40 days, so I just wanted to get that Jesus piece. All right, so 40 days was where I was going. My starting weight when I first started on day 0, so like the day before I did the masterclass, was 214 pounds. That's a lot. This is like this is the heaviest I've ever been. And doing this diet right here, trying to eliminate all these bad habits, I felt like I gained a lot of weight. Like in the last two months leading up to the masterclass. I'll tell you guys how much I weigh today. I just weighed myself this morning, so I'll tell you guys that like at the end of the live stream. So stay tuned for that, all right? Or you can fast forward if you want to. Am I even streaming? Let me just double check. I'm just gonna check if I'm streaming real quick. An error has occurred. Playback. Let me just stop this. I think there's some kind of mistake. Okay, let's try it again. There seems to be some kind of error. Sorry about that, you guys. We're trying to get it back on track here. Hopefully it'll work out. Just be a little patient. Sorry about the delay here. Yes, there you go. Everything seems to be doing fine now. So we'll go back to our live stream here. Okay, that's great. It seems to be working. All right, so yeah, I'll reveal how much you know, what I weigh today at the end of the live stream today. All right, so moving forward, I used to do this live stream like every day. So I kind of did like from day 1 to day 10, I did a live stream every single day. And I kind of use this as like an accountability, can't spell, ability, kind of like my accountability, because I need to show up to like my camera and talk to you guys every single day. So I know the first couple of days of starting anything is the hardest. So that's kind of what I did. I kind of used this live stream as like a way to like hold myself to this thing that I was doing. And after the 10th day, I was like, all right, we're kind of good. I don't need to do this anymore because I kind of had this habit going. So from now on, this is kind of how we're going to be doing it. So every 5 days, so today's day 15, I'll do another live stream on the 20th, 25th, 30th, 35th, and the 40th. All right, so that's kind of the plan. I'm going to check up on this live stream here. Are we still going strong here? All right, yeah, everything seems to be fine. Okay. All right, so today I want to talk to you guys about a few topics, and the first topic I want to talk to you guys about is this idea of self-identity. And I think this this is an important topic for doing, like, you know, losing weight or any kind of weight loss, or health program, because your self-identity has a lot to do with how successful you'll be at this, or how bad you'll be at it. So I'll kind of explain what self-identity is, right? So everyone has an identity, you know, like you know, Freud and, you know, all those psychologists, they kind of call this like your ego, right? Your id, ego, all those things. It has to do with your self-identity. And then your self-identity could be positive, like it could be like I'm smart, right? Or like I'm good at math, or I love science. This is what I'm good at, or I'm a good mom, right? These are like your self-identities. And basically what happens is all your actions that you take has to work with your identity. So if you're a good mom, you wouldn't do things to, like, you know, that would be, you know, bad for your kid, right? If you're smart, you wouldn't be doing things that'd be, you know, that would be stupid, right? So it has to be consistent with your identity. All your actions are consistent with who you believe you are. And another thing is that the world around you reinforces this consistency. So if you believe that you are smart, you will do smart things, and the people around you in the world will, you know, pretty much reinforce that. They'll say things like, yeah, Tim's smart. yeah, you know, John's smart, Sally's smart, or like, hey, Sally's a great mom. So these are just like what the world around you will tell you, right? So you have this balance. What you think you are, and then the world reinforces that. And you can have positive self-identities, but some self-identities are really negative. Like you can have something like, I'm a fat person, or I'm not very smart, I'm dumb, right? And these could be your self-identities. Now, when that happens, all your actions will try to, even though it's negative and you know it's negative, your ego doesn't really care, right? Your identity doesn't care if it's like positive or negative. It just wants to maintain its consistency. So what it's going to do is you're going to do things that a fat person will do. And then the world around you will treat you like you're this fat person. Or the same thing with dumb people, right? I'm dumb. So people will start treating you like you're dumb, and then you will take actions that is consistent of a dumb person, right? Now, when you want to change your identity from this fat person to like a healthy person, I'm a healthy person. What you actually have to do is you don't change gradually from a fat person to a healthy person. What actually happens is you have to kill this fat person identity. So think of it kind of like a character, you know, like a video game character. You can't play two characters at the same time. You can only play one character. So what happens is this fat character has to die, like internally inside of you, and then this healthy person will take over, and you'll start having the belief system of this healthy person, and then the world around you will start treating you like, you know, you're fit and you're healthy. But here's the thing. The thing that's kind of really detrimental or bad about this whole situation is that this fat person, this fat identity, does not want to die. It has a self-preservation mechanism. Just like anything, like nothing really wants to die, right? Just like it doesn't even have to be alive. Like corporations aren't alive, but it doesn't want to die. Your identity is also alive and it does not want to die. So like die. It has like a self-preservation mechanism. So whenever you decide to become this healthy person, this fat identity and the world around you is going to do whatever it can to push you from being a healthy person back into your normal, what you're comfortable with, which is a fat person. So, and there's like some metrics that you can kind of think about it. So if, let's say this fat person's identity of themselves has to do with like how much they weigh, right? So they say, yeah, I weigh between 200 and 230 pounds. That's what they're comfortable with weighing. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to maintain, this identity is going to try to maintain a homeostasis where it's always trying to stay between those two numbers, right? Whenever you weigh less than, you know, 200 pounds, or whenever you weigh more than 230 pounds, you'll take actions to put yourself back into your comfort zone between these two things, right? I hope this is kind of making sense. This is all gonna kind of make sense because something crazy happened on day 11 of doing this master cleanse. I'm kind of gonna explain what happened. So on day 10, I did a live stream, and on day 11, I measured myself, and when I did the live stream on day 11, I weighed 200 pounds. And then on day 10, I measured myself and I weighed 200 pounds. And then on day 11, in the morning, I measured myself and I was 199.5 or something. And I was so happy because I haven't been under 200 pounds in like 2 years. Right? And I was really happy because I was making progress towards becoming like this healthy person. Right? And it was part of the deal. I even had like a vision of myself at like my college weight, which was like 170 pounds. Right? But this identity, this fat guy identity that I had developed over the last 2 years, didn't like this. So what happened was, it was about 10 o'clock at night, and I was feeling kind of good, and then I had a kind of like a rough day. I'm not sure what happened. I think I was like getting in some like a bad spot, basically, psychologically. And about 10 p.m., something crazy came over me. Like, out of the blue, out of nowhere. Like, it just popped out of, like, nowhere. It was like this overwhelming urge to, like, eat. I wasn't even hungry. It was like this psychological thing. And I made myself 3 plates of delicious Sri Lankan food. Like, 3 giant plates. And I ate all of this. Now, this urge, this, like, feeling came from, like, a dark place. Now, I think whenever you're going from, like, a healthy place, I mean, not a healthy place, when you're going from an unhealthy place to a healthy place, like, as far as weight, you bring along, like, you're trying to kill this identity, and what happens is, it gets pushed and pushed and pushed into, like, a dark corner of your like, psychology, like your mind, and then once in a while it'll try to exert itself and it'll lose all of its energy to kind of come back at you. And that's what happened at 10 o'clock. I had this like huge like energy force, whatever it is, to like eat, and that's what I did. And after that, for like the next 2-3 hours, I was feeling really down on myself. I was feeling like, man, I really messed up. And I was even kind of thinking like, dude, this is over. I can't continue on to, I can't continue to do this fast because I already messed up and I don't have the confidence and the willpower to carry this thing out, right? Because, look at me, I made this giant mistake. So what was I going to do, right? So I had 2 choices. I had 2 decisions. The first thing was to quit. And the second choice was to think of all the other things that I talked about in my other live streams, right? So, taking risks, developing confidence, having goals, thinking about resetting my diet. All these other things I had to think about. So, when I started this, I knew it was going to be a risk, right? Because I was going to live stream this and people were going to see me fail if I was going to fail. And that's exactly what happened. On day number 11, I failed big. And not only did I fail like big, I also failed in front of people, right? Like, there's a bunch of people watching this and they all saw me eating something. So now I look like I don't have any willpower. It looks like I don't have any confidence. It looks like I'm not the person that can carry out what I was going to say. And, in all my live streams, I had like a 99% like confidence. Like I was going to be able to carry this through. So I failed on day number 11. So I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to use this as like, hey, more evidence that I'm not going to be able to accomplish things? Or am I going to be like, hey, this is a good learning thing. I learned about this self-identity thing because I did a bunch of research on it. Or how am I going to move forward with it? So what I decided to do was like, hey, I'm not going to use this as a thing that says it's a reason to quit. I'm going to use this as a way to learn. So that's what happened. Like the next day, I spent a lot of time, because good thing it was I was on vacation. I spent a lot of time researching like why people don't get to like the goals they have. And one of the things I discovered was this idea of self-identity and being consistent with your self-identity. So the thing I realized is I have to be nice to myself because I'm trying to kill this person, right? And I'm trying to become this other person. So this person that I was is trying to, and it's not like, I don't think it's like malicious or anything. It's just trying to preserve itself. It's trying to be comfortable. So it's my job to come back and be like, I'm going to make mistakes. It's going to be cool. But all I got to do is keep moving forward. Every day, just keep moving forward. And that's kind of what I've decided to do. I even changed up this live stream a little bit. And I'm going to explain things like this from now on because this is a little easier for me to do it this way. Alright, so that's about it for what happened on day 11. I am going to continue on with the Master Cleanse. I'm on day 15 right now, so I'm about and I got 25 more days to go. I'll probably like right here, this much done, and I've lost, as of today, I've lost 20 pounds. So right now I weigh 194 pounds, and at this rate I'm losing about 1 pound a day. And I'm also, I don't have any cravings for any of these things. You know, the crazy thing is though, when I actually did binge on a bunch of these things, I only ate healthy food. Like, I only had really good Sri Lankan rice and some curries and spices and things like that. So even after you know, I binged on all these foods, I didn't have these, you know, cravings for you know, sugar, gluten, processed food, alcohol, or coffee, which is one of my main things I wanted to kick. One of the main things I wanted to avoid was you know, getting rid of some of those bad habits. Anyways, thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks for joining. I hope you guys like this, or if you don't like this, let me know. I can go back to the other way, but it's kind of inconvenient, so I probably won't do that. So thanks a lot. I'll see you guys next time. If you have any comments or you have any questions, I'll stay on the live stream for about, I don't know, 1 more minute, I guess, and then I'll sign off here. And the next thing is, if you guys want to see more of this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, you know, leave them in the comment section below. I'll answer any of your questions if you have any. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.